Hi, I'm Mark McDonald, world-renowned nutrition and fitness expert and New York Times best-selling author. I've spent my career launching global movements and helping empower millions of people to live with food freedom. This is what the NIL House Nutrition is all about. Your epicenter for all things nutrition.
Hello, welcome to the show. This show, the NIL Nutrition, your epicenter for all things nutrition, is about empowering you to live with food freedom, for you to actually be your best. How many times have you gone to the doctor and you looked at a weight and a height and they said, oh, you're not that healthy? Well, we're going to expose BMI, calls for body mass index. And the problem with BMI, it's a bunch of hogwash. And we're going to take you on an adventure to empower you, to educate you, expose BMI, show you actually how to look at body composition, and actually improve your RMR, your resting metabolic rate, so that you can just be smart at what you do. Now, to help, of course, I'm bringing in my co-host, mindset guru, Carrie Lipoli. Now, Carrie, BMI wasn't really made by the medical society. Who made BMI?
Oh my gosh, get me started about BMI and I could be here all day. But let's just start about where it originated from, because so many people talk about BMI. Doctors today will still quote BMI as a measure of health. But actually, it was decades and decades ago that it was first brought up and first developed by insurance companies. Insurance companies were the one that kind of out of the air decided they were going to have this measurement. And because we didn't have another real tangible way for quickly measuring health, it caught on. And the medical community is still doing it because the other ways of really measuring health are more than a quick chart. And it's problematic for many reasons, not just with accuracy, but also with our mindsets, our value, what we believe about ourselves and how we look. And it's just plain wrong. And so I love this show because it's time for us to really talk through this. People need to stop listening to it.
So did you hear, Carrie? We talked about immediately the insurance company. So it's all hogwash. I think about what Carrie said. I think about our 8-year-old baby girl, Hope, and we go to the doctor and they like the fear. Now, Hope, obviously, you know, we understand food. We've empowered her with food, but many families have not. So you have fear of going to the doctor and a doctor looking at a chart and saying, oh, you know, they're not in the category they should be. Or you go, oh, you're not in the category you should be because of your height and your weight. What about your blood work? What about your cholesterol? What about your blood sugar? What about all of the other science factors? But this BMI causes these mindset challenges. So, Carrie, when we think about this and the word obese, the word overweight, it triggers people. Now, ideally, if someone says, hey, you're overweight, well, maybe, what does that actually mean? But maybe you have some extra body fat. But overweight based on a height or chart, that's not what we want. But Carrie, when someone says mindset, if I'm told that I'm overweight or I'm obese, what does that do internally to how I feel?
We have to think about this as actually around diet culture. And as much as we really want to try and think about our value and who we are and not what we look like, everything around us perseverates the concept of diet culture. And, you know, just taking in less than you burn. That's why the show is so important, because we know that our body is a refuel as you go machine, and we need to be fueling it on a regular basis. Why? Because we want to get to our optimal health. But having something like BMI, having these terms like obese, constantly makes us feel like we have to change our body. In all reality, when we go after weight loss, a lot of us think that that means healthy, as well as our doctors, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. And so when we hear obese, when we hear overweight, we just think I have to go lose weight. I have to change my body, instead of really thinking about, wait a second, am I the healthiest version of myself? Because Mark, you've said it many times. You don't have to have a flat stomach in order to be healthy. But this concept keeps ringing over and over again, and we believe it, therefore we keep dieting.
That is our new motto. You don't have a flat stomach to be healthy. That's what we talk about food freedom. So when you think about, as we kicked off the show today, BMI right now, let it go. The reality is it's nonsense. It was made by the insurance companies. Now, what does matter? Well, your blood work matters.
Yeah.
And that's how we've done so much with Dr. Anna and so many of our other health experts. Your blood work does, your blood sugar, your cholesterol. You think about your other stuff like your blood pressure. All of these things make a difference, your gut health. But now we have to think, well, okay, Mark, but what are the parameters? Now, Carrie, we talk about body composition, and let's just think about this. I remember back teaching this in the early 2000s. Body composition is that everyone's got a percentage of body fat. Like there's a percentage of fat. When your blood sugar is balanced, every pound of stored fat is 3,500 stored calories. This is why your refuel is the ghost machine. You burn that. But your lean body mass is your bone, your blood, and your muscle. As we get older, if you can increase your lean body mass and decrease your body fat, you have a positive body fat percentage. And when you have good body composition, everything is working. Now, Carrie, looking at you, I know there's other people that you're super lean and fit and healthy and strong, but there's other women just like you and men that look lean and healthy, but they're not.
Yeah. And so I think this is what's really important for us to recognize that I was just at the doctor, just got all my blood work done. And she came back and she goes, wow, like literally everything is perfect. And I was like, I know, because I feel really good. First parameter, first thing to look at, what's your energy level like? Do you have cravings? That's a huge tell that we're not really where we need to be. What's our sleep, right? All of those we can tell in and of ourselves, our skin, all that. And then our blood work can reinforce. So my doctor, when she got my blood work back, she was like, Harry, I just had a patient in here that was the same exact weight as you. And she's actually pre-diabetic. Her blood work came back so problematic. And sure enough, no energy, huge cravings. It's like she wasn't gaining weight, but that was because of a whole host of other issues. But weight gain did not actually show up for her, and yet very, very unhealthy.
So, well, after the break, we're ditching. So right now you ditch BMI. After the break, we're diving more into body composition and something called RMR, resting metabolic rate, so that you can be empowered to start truly understanding and living your best health. See you after the break. Welcome back to the show. Thanks for watching. We are diving into ditching BMI, body mass index, made by the insurance companies. So newsflash there, insurance companies, not the medical society. And we want to empower you about body composition. Now, body composition, think about your body. Grab some body fat that you have. We all have it. You need essential fat as part of life. So your body composition is your body fat percentage, like the amount of body fat you have, and your lean body mass, which is your bone, your blood, and your muscle. That's the number that matters. And men and women are a little different. So Carrie, being a woman, she's going to have a natural higher amount of body fat because genetically she needs it from a woman's metabolism. Men can get away with the lower amount called essential body fat. So that's what we're starting to think about. Now, Carrie, when we think about body composition, I always say that women ideally, if they're about 25, 26% body fat, they're starting to really be in a good level of health. We're not talking performance. And men maybe around 15, 16%. Not a six-pack stomach. Doesn't mean you don't have excess body fat, but you're healthy, your body's strong. What have you seen with the clients that you've worked with?
Yeah, well, what I've seen actually, because a lot of the clients I work with are women in their 40s, 50s, 60s that have dieted for most of their life. So this is a really interesting story and not atypical for most of the women I work with. I want to tell you about Jen, 50 years old, had been working with me for 2 years, really understanding how to balance her blood sugar. I got to give her tons of credit for sticking with it because she wasn't releasing fat right away. And her body composition, she was probably at about 40% body fat, right? But as she continued to eat in the way that I teach, consistently, not perfectly, she got blood work done just 2 months ago. And her doctor was like, wow, your blood work is absolutely incredible. The improvement over 2 years was noticeable, but she hadn't reduced her body fat. Why? Because your body actually produces body fat to protect you from yourself very often. And it's not going to release it until it knows that it really can trust that you're going to keep doing what it's doing, especially if it's been decades. So don't you know, 2 months ago, she had the blood work done. A month ago, she called me and she said, Carrie, it's like melting off of me. And so now she's reducing her body fat percentage, but it wasn't until her body actually got healthy until she did that. So again, if we keep going for weight loss and thinking about body fat in that way, we're going to kind of get sold snake oil. But if we really think about getting to our optimal health, our body will release fat when it really trusts that you're going to keep doing what it needs.
That I love, Jen. Congratulations. And that's exactly what 1% daily progress is all about. This is why you need to make sure you're watching this show every single day and every episode, because we're empowering you and you do these micro shifts. Exactly what happened to Jen. Whatever level of health you are right now will happen to you. So ditch BMI, focus on body composition. There's many ways you can measure it. You can do at a gym, a skin caliper. You can do something called a bod pod, which is an air chamber. You can do something called a DEXA scan. Multiple ways. You can do underwater as well. But get clear on your body composition. Now, Carrie, part of body composition and speed of metabolism is something called RMR, resting metabolic rate. Now, I'm 51. You're in your 40s, still spring chicken. You know, I think about Hunter, who's 18. And I remember RMR is all about how much you're burning. So these little micro changes, Carrie standing, I'm sitting on a bench, we're activating more of our core. We're improving our RMR as our hormone shifts. As we lose muscle, our RMR drops. So these little micro shifts you can do with your fitness and your food make a difference. Carrie, what are 3 things people can do right now to start improving their RMR?
Well, I think we need to just remember calories in, calories out, right? Like the calories that we're burning is not the same type of calorie of what we're consuming. And the RMR is actually used by a lot of dietitians when they're trying to calculate how many calories you should take in for the day, which is completely antiquated. And we don't need that because they're 2 different things. We know we need to refuel our body. So the first tip is make sure you're eating a protein, fat, and carb every 3 hours, because that's going to naturally build trust with your body. Also, doing things, number 2, like what we're doing right now, Mark. I'm standing while I'm talking to you. While I'm activating and moving, it's not about I'm burning more calories compared to what I'm eating. It's just about the physical act of moving is going to help when you're resting. And then 3 is sleep. Sleep is attached to every single function of our body, especially our resting metabolic rate.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not standing because I'm in my outdoor studio, and Stephanie, our executive producer, said, Mark, why do you keep saying you're in an outdoor studio? Because I'm in an outdoor studio at Disney World.
Very excited about that.
Very excited. But I'm on a bench. Last week I had a chair, and I said, I got to ditch this chair because simply by activating my core, I'm improving my RMR. Now, after the break, we're going to share a little special, something to ignite your metabolism, to really help elevate that RMR in a natural, drug-free way. So far the lesson, ditch the BMI, focus on body composition, fuel your body, and start looking at your sleep, activating your core, and fueling protein, fats, carbs. But now, Kara, are you ready to ignite?
Oh my gosh, this is one of my, I cannot wait to talk about this.
Welcome back to the show. We're talking all about the nonsense of BMI, understanding body composition, of course, MRR, which is your resting metabolic rate. Now, as we age, Kara, we've already know this. I'm 51. You're not in the 50s yet, but naturally through hormones, naturally through past experiences, we want to reverse the aging process. And we've given strategies to the show, but I don't think there's a better strategy than we're going to unveil right now in this segment. So when we think about RMR, Carrie, like why does resting metabolic rate matter so much right now for all of us?
Well, it's like what you said. It's like as we're aging, which is inevitable, we're actually, a lot of our lifestyle choices are causing us to age faster. It's like this age train that we're going on faster and faster. And one of the indicators of how well we're aging and our metabolism and how well we're able to really use the food that we're taking in as energy has to do with our RMR. And so as we get older, but also depending on all of the crazy things I know I have done for decades when it came to dieting, that's going to impact it as well. And, you know, it's a pretty big determinant of a lot of factors of our health.
Yeah, and I think right now, if you're watching and you want to reset, you want to restore, and you want to regulate and ignite your metabolism, this is the show you want to be part of. This is the segment, because we have the guest of all. He is my brother. We coined so much, and Carrie said it's your new favorite word, Mark. It is. So we've always taught physiological homeostasis, PFC3, protein, fats, carbohydrates, balance your blood sugar, because you think about what your body can do. But the neurological homeostasis, we got to restore, we got to reset, and we got to regulate our body. And this is my new favorite product out of all the Super Patch products. Ignite every single day I wear it. And the science behind this product increases your RMR by about 500 more calories a day. Now, doesn't mean you eat 2 more slices of pizza, but to give us the science, to do the little science hack, we on the hot seat, the man himself in his bright red to ignite your metabolism, JD, live from Canada. Jay, welcome to the show.
I'm so glad to be here, Mark. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Jay.
Hi.
Hey, Jay, give us the intro of Ignite. Let me see, like, 'cause you did something pretty cool.
It's really simple, man. Listen, we know. See, this is my new face. No, anyways,
I love it.
This is what's going on. We know that our mind controls our body. We know this, right? Every function in our physiology is neurologically controlled. So we said, hey, how do we help our bodies regulate, restore, reset our RMR, resting metabolic rate? So there's 3 factors at play here, Mark, real simple. Our ANS, autonomic system, in conjunction with our hypothalamic control, in conjunction with our energy homeostasis, energy intake and energy consumption. This magical patch, this super patch, the Ignite patch, coordinates and optimizes the neural network between our ANS, between the hypothalamic control and our energy homeostasis. When it combines those and controls those and regulates those, the studies show we're burning up to 25% more calories at rest. Our RMR improves by 25% without increasing our heart rate, bro. That's the key thing. We're not going to be out of breath. We're going to get all the benefits.
Yeah, and just to go off the hypothalamus, for everyone watching, basically your feeding drive is controlled by your hypothalamus. Like that, it tells your body when it's time to eat, when it's not time to eat. This little patch, it is, I love products. I only love cutting edge products. This product has made a difference in my life because I'm fighting to walk the Appalachian Trail. I'm active every day. I simply wear it. I take it off when I wake up. I shower. I put one on. It's made a difference in my body overall. I feel the heat up. And because I'm moving, because I'm eating well, my metabolism is stronger than I think I'm back in my 20s. So, Carrie, I know you want, when you think about getting back to your 20s, we all want that burning. So when you think about women in particular that have dieted before, that have felt like their metabolism is shut down, obviously the food, why does this patch matter so much?
Well, so I'm always leery of anything that we talk about when it comes to speeding up our metabolism, because there's always these kind of quick fix pills, especially women like me who have dieted or tried all the diets back in the day, are kind of attracted to. And that's why this super patch is really impressive to me because, first of all, there's no ingredients. This is really literally your brain being sent signals. And what's so powerful about that is that with all of the years of dieting and the yo-yoing that we've done, our body is amazing and it will heal. We can heal our body through food, but also it's got a really good memory. And so because it doesn't trust us all that much when it comes to us staying consistent with something, and because as we get older and hormonal balances are an issue, our metabolism naturally slows down so it can work to protect us. It will hold on to fat cells and do certain things. And it's all because our body loves us, not because it hates us. But with the Ignite patch, A, no ingredients. B, this is not about a quick fix. This is about just bringing your body to a more of a balance of where it really should be if we would have done all of this damage over the years in so many ways. So this is not a replacement for not eating PFC every 3, protein, fat, and carb every 3 hours, keeping your blood sugar balanced, eating as clean as possible, whenever possible. But this to me is a tool that is absolutely essential for women that are in their late 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, because it really will help to reset.
So Jay, when we think about this, like I love every Wednesday night. So if you're saying, how do I get more JD? Every Wednesday night is Super Patch night. We, on our show on Brinks TV, the NIL Nutrition, we're celebrating Jay because he is truly one of the greatest creators in the space, because he created the pathway to reset the body from the point of neurological homeostasis. Now, Jay, I got some funny questions for you.
Absolutely.
Number one, our executive producer, Stephanie Todd, said, give me 50 of these. So if can I wear 50? Is that going to increase my metabolism?
You could wear 100 of them, but they're not going to work 100 times more. Because the key thing that Carrie said is balance and restore. Balance is balance, right? And that's where we want to get to. We want to get to homeostasis. We want to let the body do what it wants to do. Every system's fighting for homeostasis, brother. We got to help it get there, and we're going to live a better life.
And okay, so I love that. So, you can put 100 on, but it's only going to work like one. So be smart.
Yeah.
Be smart.
But no, that's a great point. Balance is balance, right? And
yes,
it kind of helps to guide you where you should be. And I can't reiterate enough. We want to get people to that balance of mind and their body. And this is a really great way to help us do that. It's like, I mean, when you think about anything that we do, just to help give us that little bit of extra in terms of, supplementing what we're already doing.
Yeah. And building off that, Jay, another hot question that I know everyone's watching. Okay, cool. I'm putting my night match on. Can I eat 2 more slices of pizza? So like they can, but is that counterproductive?
Absolutely. It's absolutely counterproductive, brother. This is the reality. Listen, if we're thinking about the Ignite patch and how we're going to bring balance back to our metabolic rate, improve our resting metabolic rate, that means when we're sitting or working at our desk and doing the things that we do most of the day, we want to optimize our metabolic rate, right? If we're going to do things and behavior or eat things that are going to be counterproductive to that action, then that's not something that I would recommend. I know the 2 slices of pizza are going to taste amazing, but it's really not aligned with what we're trying to do with the Ignite.
I love it. So there you go. I know those are the questions everyone's going to ask. Now, look, Jay's standing, Carrie's standing. I'm in my mobile outdoor office. You all know I love it here. And I'm on a bench. I took away my chair back. By these little things, Jay and Carrie are burning 3 times more calories every hour. I'm probably doing about 2 times more calories by not sitting in a chair. We ditched the chair. This is the power of the Ignite patch. It's building off a foundation. It's as simple as less than 30 seconds to wear one every day. So your 1% coaching is this. Focus on what you've learned. Ditch BMI. Understand body composition. When lean body mass, your muscle mass matters. Start improving these things. Resting metabolic rate, standing, walking, eating a low cleaner, and of course, putting your Ignite patch on. This is a game changer for me. It feels like that additional piece that helps me drug-free, natural. JD, as always, Wednesday night is our time. Thank you so much for being on the show. We love you. And put your Ignite patch on. Get 1% better every single day. See you the next show.